Right, guys, watching Geek 7, and today we're talking about Scream 2. Watching it for the first time. It's my first experience watching it. We've already talked about the first one, so check that out on the channel if you haven't already. And yeah, let's get on to number 2. I'm a bit struggly with this one. There's a lot more going on, for sure, which is good, because the first movie didn't feel like it had much plot going for it, whereas this one feels like it actually has a plot. Um, and some interesting stars like Will Smith's wife, or as least I know her as Fish Mooney from Gotham. So that's cool to little Easter egg there. Also, I haven't seen her yet whilst watching this, but I've got the box set over there, Buffy. Also, interestingly, as I actually know her as from Scooby Doo. Of course, we have the person from Shaggy in this one, in the first one, and then now we have, it's not Velma, it's the other one, Daphne. We have Daphne in this one. So maybe we'll get Velma for the next one, or maybe we'll get Fred for the other. Who knows? It might go the ongoing trend of having Scooby-Doo stars in this. I don't know. But the first one focused a lot more on horror rules and stuff, whereas this one was more talking about sequels, and they focused quite a few references on other sequel movies, whereas the first one was all about horror and all that aspect. Whereas this one's more like, oh, sequel trilogy, this is what this is, and this and that, which was interesting. It was another gimmick to play on, and showing the traits that were there, and which one's the best sequels. They're never as good as this. But we also got other actors playing the first movie, because, I'm going to just say it, Will Smith's girlfriend, Fish Mooney, as I know her, and her husband watching it's called Stab, which is basically the first movie gets its own movie in the own universe, and it's a popular thing like Chucky. Imagine, I think it actually happened in the Chucky movies, where Chucky was a big thing on the news. So then they made a movie of Chucky. They did make that. Yeah, they made that. Anyway, it's basically like that, for example. A big murder happens, so they make a movie of it. But in that actual universe, there's a lot of fans for that first movie, the murder movie. I don't know if I'm making much sense, but basically there's fans within the fans of the universe, which is interesting of Scream, but they're just calling it Stab. I get the gimmick. It was okay of what it was. It was interesting because it just shows that people are now kind of expired to do that sort of crime. And there certainly was that guy who was playing Scream, who was the guy, the mask guy. Turned out he was very much expired, and he wanted that popularity, whilst also, like the first one, there's also a partner. There's two of them in it, and that kind of links in with the first one being the mom. The mom was in on it, who was just the annoying reporter who you just wanted to get going and get out of here. But actually, she was the one all along, which was another plot twist. The first one had a good plot twist. I feel like this one doesn't have as much of a good one, because in the first one, you weren't expecting there to be two. You expected there to be one villain, whereas this one, it's like, okay, there's another one. Who is it? It's like, oh, okay, I didn't expect that, which I'm glad I didn't expect, but now I kind of know that almost in every single one now I'm gathering there's two instead of just one. It'd be interesting if the third one they actually only have one. That'd be cool. But yeah. Anyway, getting past that, I think having the original main characters, they had the police dude, the other reporter, and the main woman. I'm saying this because I don't know their names. I'm new to this universe, and I should probably try and remember them a lot more. We also had the other guy who was the geeky guy who was obsessed with her from the first one as well, I think. So yeah, they kind of all the originals survive, which was like, huh? Like they had a fake out death with the police officer dude, and I was like, okay, at least they got rid of one original person. It shows they're not daring not to do it, but they kind of just undone that and was like, oh yeah, he survived. And I was like, damn it. It's like, damn it, I wanted some impact, But one of the originals died, But anyway, the deaths in this, I felt like weren't as good as the first one, to be fair. And they were trying to up it a little bit, and they also used the drama stage as the big finale of such with the fake stuff. I guess it was easy for the production wise and just to do all that. But I don't know, it didn't really feel like a big raise the stakes as the first one did. But I do feel like this movie had a lot more plot to it. I felt like, obviously, with people being obsessed with this movie and that stuff, like the prank calls and stuff, you really didn't know who it was going to be. But obviously, the ongoing trait as well. They escape the car, and then the friend's like, "Don't go back to the car. We're the smart ones. We should just run." She goes back to the car. I was like, he's going to be gone by the time she gets to the car. He's gone by the time I got to the car. No, shit. Literally, I was thinking that. And then the friend gets killed, and it's like, ah. And he chases her and then just stops. I'm like, you could have really just chased her and killed her then. Could have been the end of the movie. But, you know, no plot armor again this character has. But yeah, also the security guards on her. She felt like she wasn't in danger as much unless it was one of the police officers. So that was kind of cool. That was interesting. She had that reason to have a plot armor, as you will, whereas the first one I felt like was a problem. Yeah. Anyway, let's give this out of 10. The last one, I won't tell you what I give, but it's a little bit higher. And this time around, it's a 6.5. So yeah, it's not much, but it's still, it's just better than average. I'm interested to see what the third one is. I've never seen it. Let's go. I will be talking about that next time. But of course, we don't just do Scream. Of course, we do Marvel, DC, and Jones, Doctor Who, Rick and Morty, you name it. Real space to be for a geek like me. So you might as well join the journey and subscribe. As always, see you guys for another review very soon. Have a nice day.